Good evening, everybody. It's the Cryptid Huntress. I'm Jessica Jones. Welcome in to On the Hunt tonight. My gosh, y'all, I have been going nonstop. For the past 2 days, I have given 3 full presentations in the past 24 hours. And it was awesome. It was so great, y'all. I want to give everybody a huge shout out and a big thank you to everybody who came out to the Molina Bigfoot Festival today. We had a great turnout. Oh my gosh, both times I gave 2 presentations there today, and both the rooms were packed, and it was amazing. And so I was so excited. Some of our chat room was there to hang out with us today, and so shout out to all y'all who showed up and showed out today and showed a lot of love. I do appreciate every one of y'all, and we had some really fantastic presentations at the Molina Bigfoot Festival. And I do have a couple of pictures. I didn't upload a whole bunch of pictures, but shout out to Tony Green and Angie Williamson and her daughter Brandy. And there's me. We were the speakers there at the conference today with our group Seekers. And shout out to the rest of our team. Most of them were at the LBL this weekend doing a little film or something with the great Greg Ogles, who we had here on the show a couple weeks ago. So thank you to everybody who came out. This is me. I actually gave a presentation from the back of the room today, which is kind of funny because don't ask me why. I didn't get up in front of the room today. But anyways, it was a great little turnout there at that for the presentations today. But a great festival. I did get a new shirt, Local Legends. Shout out to Squatch Trading. Y'all are awesome. And got some merch, got some Bigfoot stuff today. And it was great. Okay. Last night I was at the Camp Cryptid over at the North Cobb Regional Library in Kennesaw, Georgia. And shout out to all the teens and the staff over there that made that event really awesome. I had a great time there as well. And I do encourage all of you, if you are able and willing, y'all go to your local communities and go to the libraries there and do your own programs there. I think that's a great idea. They told me actually that the parents actually had more of a response. The adults had more of a response, even the kids. The adults were more interested and wanted to do a program too, okay, on cryptids. So told them to call me, okay? But anyways, we have a wonderful show tonight. We have Javier Morales here in the studio, y'all, with Cryptid559. We're going to get into some interesting new developments and some interesting cryptids out of California. He resides in the Fresno area, and we have a lot of stuff to discuss tonight, y'all. So if y'all would like to follow along with all of my shows and check out my social media links and stuff, go over to my website. It's thecryptidhuntress.com. You can find the calendar of events. I think the next event that I have, I can't remember. I think it's probably in February. I hope. I don't know. After the past 2 days, I need a little break, y'all. I'm tired. Okay. But I think the next event will probably be in February. I don't know. I have to go look at my calendar, but it's over there. And also my links to my Patreon are there as well, and my Etsy shop. So thank you guys so much for all your support. Okay. Let's get to our show tonight, shall we? Okay. Tonight we are going on the hunt with Javier Morales of Cryptid559 to discuss recent cryptid reports that they have received, wolf-headed creatures creeping around at local cemeteries around Yosemite, the Orange Cove creatures, and other high strangeness. And we're also going to get to some anomalous disc-shaped UFOs that were found in some of his videos that he was making out there, and the connection to AI, which is very interesting. We're going to get into that tonight with Javier. Cryptid559 is a group who is intrigued by cryptozoology. They share their experiences of cryptids and UFO encounters and explore and investigate in the Central San Joaquin Valley, searching for cryptids and UFO evidence. They're located in the Central San Joaquin Valley of California, 30 minutes east of Fresno, and are near Yosemite National Park, Sequoia National Park, and Kings Canyon National Park. Now, if you guys have had an encounter with a cryptid or a UFO and you live in their area, please contact Javier and let him know your story. They would love to hear it. They never give out any names or any kind of personal information. It is all anonymous. So please help me welcome to the show our good friend, Mr. Javier of Cryptid559. What's up, Javier? Uh-oh. I think you're muted.
Can
There
you hear
we
me
go.
now?
I can hear you now.
There you go.
What's
Hello,
up?
everybody. Hi, Jessica.
Hey, Javier, thank you so much for being here. Gosh, we've always got to get our update from the West Coast. Okay. So thank you so much for hopping on with me tonight. And I
Yeah,
have enjoyed your videos. You've been putting out some good videos lately.
yeah. We put out one a couple of weeks ago. All the encounters around Orange Cove, California. That's where I grew up, and that's where we lived for a while. Me and my wife, and we encountered a lot of stuff. So if you haven't seen our latest video, we just put it out. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, go check it out.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Actually, today I was kind of digging through some Fresno creatures this evening. Right when I got home, I've had a long day at a festival, and I was like, you know what? I know that you've had some kind of creature, this orange cove, okay? And I started kind of doing some digging around, and I found there's actually some kind of creature called the Orange Grove. It's not Orange Grove. We said the Orange Cove creature. I found that somewhere. So I don't know if this actually correlates to what you're going to be talking about tonight or not, but I've got some information on this thing.
Okay,
too.
was it? Do you remember what it was? How it was described?
Let me look it up. I'm looking it up right now.
Because
The
was one.
Orange Cove creature. It
Okay.
was. Let's see. It just says late one night. The story happened in a small farming community of Orange Cove. Late one night around 2 a.m. and they were leaving a friend's house. Is this the same
Okay,
creature?
well, that story is going to be close to what we're going to talk about tonight. It sounds very familiar. It sounds very familiar how they describe that creature, and I'll tell you that one when we're ready to go there.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting. Well, I was going to ask you right off the bat, like, have you gotten any kind of new cryptid reports since the last time we talked to you?
So last time, no, but like I said, we did a video, but in that video we captured something in the sky, so we'll talk about that tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, when we're out there making that video out in Orange Cove, so I want to get the chat, people in the chat. I want to get their ideas or what they think it might be.
Yeah, get their opinions on that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well, you had actually put out a video concerning a missing hunter out there.
Okay, yeah, it was that same video at the beginning. I talked about this missing hunter from Selma, California, which is about 15-20 minutes away from Wheatley, California. So it's another small community, farming community. But I want to say that they did find him. Right the next day after that video, we posted that video. They ended up finding him. So yeah, they found him alive, and he's well.
Oh
so
my gosh!
Yeah, so he was lost for about 3 weeks, over 3 weeks.
He was lost for 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you know the details?
I've been hearing some of it. It's very slowly coming out, the details, but he was in the Dinky Creek area. Now I don't know. I'm pretty sure a lot of our followers and people in the chat are familiar with the 411, the missing 411. And Dinky Creek is where he went to go hunt that day. And if you've been following the missing 411 and David Politis, he talks about Dinky Creek in Yosemite. So this is just on the outskirts of Yosemite National Park, and these two areas are the top hotspots in his. And when he talks about the missing 401, they're the top hotspots of missing people. So every time we hear somebody go missing up there, it's like alert to us, because we know about the areas, and we always try to put out the notices out that there's a missing person out here. Keep an eye out, or we'll try and go out there and look, and try to help with the search.
Oh my gosh! Well, I was watching the David Politis. There was a video that he was putting out videos, and it said Dinky Creek on them, and I sent it to you. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Whoa, yeah!" You've talked about Dinky Creek before. I sent it to Adolf as well,
right?
And I was like, "Okay, this is y'all's area. What is going on here? Okay, what is going on?"
And he put out about 9 episodes, I believe, all talking about missing people in that area. So
God.
So it's a pretty big hotspot area.
I mean, it's obviously an area of high strangeness,
Correct.
and that's similar to the places that I go out and my team's research are areas of very high strangeness. And there have been times where people like Bob Wilson, Grumpy, who has recently passed away, Bob, and even Trey, the head of ASOG, they got so disoriented they didn't know where they were, but they were at a very familiar spot, and they thought that they thought they were in a whole different area, like they were completely turned around. It's really easy for that to happen. I don't know if it's the energetics of the area, portals maybe. I mean, I know
Well,
that's wild, right? But who
yeah.
knows?
From experience, me, Adolf, you know, and sometimes Alan Thomas that you've had on before,
Yes, I love Alan.
we've gone out there
Yep.
to those areas. We always every so often go out there, and those are areas that we explore and investigate. And yeah, I mean, you can some areas are pretty. You can feel the energy, like I can. You can feel the energy. It's just
Yeah.
different. The atmosphere is different. There's a lot of granite out there, um, and it's just weird. It's just always getting the feeling of being watched. It's just yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird area.
It's all fun and games till robot grandma shows up. I'm just kidding. I'm not making light of all this, okay? But I'm just saying, like, that is something that happened at Mount Shasta, actually, where that
Hmm.
little boy was pretty much kidnapped by who he thought was his grandmother.
Yeah,
And it
that's
turned
what I
out to
did.
be not his grandmother, and it was like a robot
Like
or
a robot.
something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Hmm.
And I've heard people that have gone out in those areas or along the Kings River. I always talk about the Kings River. Sometimes they hear whistling, or sometimes they hear like little kids calling out like they're lost. And one story that I heard, I mean,
Hmm.
I heard about this. I believe it was a lady and this gentleman went out to go fish by the Kings River, and they heard a whistling or a flute playing, something like that. But anyways, the lady got in a trance and she disappeared.
Oh.
And the gentleman didn't know where she had gone. And about I don't know if it was the next day or a couple of days later, they found her and she was on the I don't know how many miles away from where she originally disappeared. And she was all disoriented, and I think she was missing some clothing, and she didn't know what happened. But I think a ranger found her.
Oh.
But
So she,
but the gentleman said that they heard a flute or a whistling sound that night, well, that evening when they were fishing.
well, that would indicate some kind of a frequency weapon, or I mean, it could be something supernatural, of course, something ET. I mean, it could be anything,
Yeah,
but it's almost like some kind of sound frequency and put her into a trance potentially.
yeah.
Wow. See, this is the kind of stuff that we need to pay attention to.
Hmm.
Okay, it's important to take note of it. Like, can we make sense of it? Maybe not. I don't know, but just take a note of it. Write it down. Put it on the list of all the
Yeah.
different
And
things
like
that happen when these people go missing.
and that's the story that I heard of about around here, right? You know, I haven't interviewed the person. I don't know anybody that's familiar with that exact case, but I heard that story come out of the Kings River. That was someone had experienced that.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Yeah.
that's pretty terrifying. It's really sad. And wow.
And like I said, like we've experienced like in around Pine Flat Dam, which is north from Wheatley, California. You know, we've gone in that area, and that's where we got a photo of what I believe is a Sasquatch trying to hide behind the tree trunk. But it showed
Yeah.
up in the picture. It showed up in the photo, and that's we've experienced like we felt that day like something was watching us, and then I believe one of us got a headache, a massive headache, and we had to leave because he
Mm.
couldn't take it. And it's just I believe they have abilities to hit you with some frequency and disorient you, make you feel sick at times.
Oh God, I got hit with infrasound pretty bad in where were we? Alabama, about a month ago, and it was horrible. I mean, it was horrible. I mean, I felt like my brain was going to bust out of my skull. I mean, it was like
Mm.
I got a horrible migraine. I was crying. Uh, I was crying, but I was embarrassed. I didn't want people to know I was crying because I didn't know I was crying. I couldn't figure out why I was crying. And I got so sick, I thought I had food poisoning out there in the field. And then Harley Owens also got hit. and he got mad. He got like angry and like emotional and got sick just like I was. And that's a horrible feeling. It's not
Yeah, it
fun
is.
getting hit with that.
And I've gotten hit with that at another location where I believe it was another Dogman encounter,
Really.
and that's the same feeling that I got. My stomach started hurting, like, and then I had a massive headache, and then I was tasting blood in my mouth, and but then I said a prayer, and it went away for a bit, and then I felt like I got hit again, like another jolt hit me, and then again I got the symptoms. Said another prayer, and then we were out of there. Me and Alan were out of there.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, so
I actually was praying as well. When I got back to my vehicle, I was praying the whole way down to the truck to the campsite. But I did start feeling better. And then I got hit again right as we heard a crack and another crack, and then a tree got pushed down or fell down right in our base camp. And it was right as I was getting hit again and I had to go vomit. Okay. So it was like that. It was really hard. Like whatever hit, it was hitting us hard, and then that tree fell. So I don't know.
this stuff's real. I mean, until you experience it, but
yeah,
it's something when you experience it, though. I'll tell you that.
it is. It's something I'm not. I mean, some people are like, "Man, I wish I could get hit with infrasound." No, you don't. No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, so.
I'd rather not.
And then that again, Jesus got hit that one time at Snake Road. We've talked about that in the past. That he had to go to the restroom like every couple of seconds, and we heard that whistle that night, and that baby blue light in the sky. And then I was so that affected him, and then he had lost time, like 2 hours of lost time that night. And then I reviewed the audio the following week, and then that's when it hit me, and I was all messed up. I was all disoriented, dizzy, stomach hurting. I couldn't even hold food down until I said a prayer in the evening, and that's when I thought I was going to throw up, and I gagged, but nothing came out. And after that, it was gone, like nothing.
Well, that indicates to me that there's some kind of infrasound, some kind of ultrasound or infrasound in that. I guess it had to be infrasound in that recording. So it was in the environment.
Yeah, and what's funny is that the audio, as loud as it was, Jessica, echoed throughout that whole area. It should have been on that audio, and we could barely hear it on the voice recorder. So it was definitely on another frequency than the audio can pick up, the audio recorder. But you can barely hear it in there. But I was looping that audio over and over with headphones, so I messed myself up. It messed me up.
You got a quadruple extra dose of infrasound. Yeah. You had no idea, though.
And we recently went back there, me and Jesus, to Snake Road a couple of nights ago. And we drove and we made a video. So that video should be coming up maybe tonight or tomorrow, sometime tomorrow. I'll be uploading that one. Yeah. Because we wanted to go see if that baby blue light was out there. Because we've never gone back at night since then. And I wanted to see if there was a baby blue light out there, and there was nothing. There's nothing, no baby blue light out there.
Oh man. Well, you did get something in one of your videos. There's either a picture or a video. There's a still shot that you sent.
That's the recent video, yeah.
That's the recent video. Okay, we're going to get into that. I wanted to address a couple of these comments right quick. Summer Cosmic Wildman said, that whistling is no joke. I recently heard it when investigating a new structure. No one was around. It was very bizarre. Yeah. We're hearing a lot about whistling lately, and we're always warned not to whistle in the woods, but some of us are just not. We just push the envelope. I don't.
Okay. I do.
You do?
I whistle every time I go to these areas, and I know you're not supposed to, but I do, and I usually get a reaction. I'm tempted to get a dog whistle and do that out there too.
To get a whistle? Well, you know what? Somebody ended up bringing in one of our last investigations. They brought a Aztec. Is it an Aztec death whistle?
Oh,
Mayan one of those death whistles. I don't know if it's Aztec or Mayan or what.
Those are creepy.
It sounds like a woman screaming for her life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one, but
yeah, maybe that's not a good idea to bring those out there, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wanted to take a dog whistle because of the Dogman in that area. But I go, you know what? I better not. I don't want the Dogman coming out getting upset. You're hurting my ears.
I know, right? Well, I mean, it's their kind. It's like infrasound for them, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Adam Ross says hearing a flute in the wilderness is no joke. Yeah, I don't want to hear a flute. It's almost as bad as hearing banjos. Okay. Just kidding. I'm from Georgia. I can say that. Okay. So, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Pied Piper comments too. Thank you, Colleen. Yeah, like the Pied Piper. What did the Pied Piper do? He was like getting was it snakes or mice or some kind of animals. I can't remember what they were. They would follow him around when he would play his flute. I don't know if it's like the story of. I can't remember. It was either mice or snakes. I might be thinking of something out of Ireland too. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's talk about that picture. Okay. I'm going to pull up that picture of the object in the air. Now I know. Okay, California has a lot of sky stuff going on. Bigfoot Dwarf is in the chat. What's up, BD?
Hey, BD.
There was a time where he was posting a lot of videos of drones and orbs and things that were in the sky above LA. What is this? I'm going to pull the picture up. Explain to us. Give us the background on this.
Okay. So we were doing our new video. We went out to Orange Cove. We hiked this mountain near Orange Cove, and we wanted to use that as the background. So we were up there in this mountain, and it was me and my cousin Jose, and we did the video and everything. They didn't notice it at all when we were out there doing the video. Wrapped up, went back home, and I was reviewing the footage, and he was reviewing the footage, and he noticed something passed by behind me really quick. And he goes, dude, something passed by, and he rewinds it and he slows it down. And sure enough, we see this object above me, but it looks like it's behind me in the sky. But this thing goes by quick in the video. And yeah, you can say it's a bug, but I don't think it's a bug. Just looking at it and or a bird. I don't even think it's a bird. So we ended up, we did because previously we have another photo that we were messing with AI, and can I go ahead and bring up the AI part?
Sorry, I had the mute button push. Yes.
Oh, okay. So we had another image of I believe it was Adolf's picture that he had captured up in Pine Flat when they thought they saw a large bird, and they had captured something in the sky also. And we were messing with that photo with AI and asking it to clear up the image. And that's all we said for AI to do. We didn't mention anything about UFOs or anything else. We just said, please clear up the image, the object in the sky. That's it. Or not even that. I don't think we even said the object. Just clear up the image for us. And this is what it came back. This is a recent one, but this is what it came back as. And I don't know if you have the other photo where it looks a little bit.
I do. Yes, yeah. I have both.
So I wanted to ask everybody in the chat, what do you guys think? Do you think AI is actually seeing something in that photo, or is it putting whatever it thinks it is in that photo? Like,
see, that's a good question. I don't know how this works because I'll use AI to generate pictures for my thumbnails for my shows, and that's about it. Okay. I have not been able, I personally don't know, but I know there's people in the chat that do know. Okay. Sovereign says what it thinks, I guess. That's what the AI thinks it is. So.
Yeah. So that came out. So I don't know. And back to Adolf's picture, it did the same thing. It brought back a UFO saucer shaped one from his picture when it cleared it up. Yeah.
Well, AI, Andrew says AI will eventually take over humanity. It might have already done that, Andrew. Just kidding. Yeah. Let's see. Bigfoot Dwarf has a comment here. Let's see. When I use Google Lens on those objects, a bunch of UFO stuff comes up, he says.
Okay.
So, it could just be interpreting that picture. Do you know what I mean? Like interpreting it, see something up there. I don't know. AI is programmed to do what AI does. So.
Why not put a jet or a plane, Why is it?
Yeah, that's true.
Why is it putting this?
I know. When I saw that, you sent that to me, and I was like, it looks like something out of Star Wars. kind of.
Mhm.
I don't know. Colleen says, looks like an eye. Would this be an inorganic AI being or something? So I don't know. It could be. And Moondog says, looks like a UFO AI did a good job. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
that's interesting. Well, I mean, I've heard that like this is kind of wild, but I mean, I've actually heard that when people take pictures of the moon on their cell phones, and this is like an AI thing, it's like a default picture will always come back. It's like the same picture. It's like that it's something that's saved in the program or something. It's not the actual picture of the moon that they're taking. That it's like a picture, like an AI picture will pop up
mhm.
of the moon or something. I know maybe I'm not explaining that right,
I've
but
heard. I know what you're talking
yeah,
about. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I heard about that too.
It's the great deception, I guess. I don't know. AI can be dangerous, maybe.
Yeah.
Uh, so it's interesting that it interpreted that way, though. It'd be interesting to have a picture of an actual bird or something
Oh
and
yeah.
put it in there and say what
Clear,
interpret what this is for me and see what it does.
okay. Or clear up the image, like I said. I just said clear up the
Yeah.
image. That's all I said.
Oh, clear it up.
That's all
Yeah.
I said. Clear up the image.
Yeah. Just to kind of have like a baseline to like see, like have something that what it is, like a bird or an
Mhm.
airplane, and say clean up this image and then see what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would do. That's what Keith would do. I was hearing Keith's voice in my head. My buddy, who's one of my research buddies. Take a picture of something that you know what it is. Okay, and yeah. But thank you for sharing that with us
Yeah.
because I think that there's probably more people that have had that happen to them or have been a little confused about that too.
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting stuff, man. Okay, and that was taken in an area where you guys have all that high strangeness, where you've had
Oh
all these
yeah.
creature
It was
reports.
near. It was just near where me and my family had the two triangle encounters. It was like what 5 miles away from that area, and then Orange Cove's about 5 miles away from that mountain. I mean, that's all hotspot area for us. That whole area. And then in that video, I talk about all the encounters that happen around Orange Cove that I know of.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah,
And you are in California, and
yeah.
I would think there's a lot of Teslas out there. But Joy says Tesla's new prototype flying car could be. Who knows? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I think of Tesla, I think of California. Okay. When I think of California, I think of Tesla for some reason. Uh, a shuttlecraft. A shuttlecraft.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it looked like. Yeah.
And Angelique says looks like an Egyptian hieroglyph
Hmm,
as well. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. There's let's see. Nathan says AI is probably already seeing a trend pattern taking place. Okay. So yeah. Lots of great comments. Hey Greg. Greg is I wonder if Greg back. Greg was at the LBL this weekend with some of my team out there doing some videoing out there. And Kent says AI is like everything else, can be used for good or bad, and that's right, for sure. Okay, well let's talk about Orange Cove
Yeah.
for a little bit because you just mentioned Orange Cove, and I had found like this story, this report about some creature that was spotted out there, and you've got some information about something out of Orange Cove.
Yeah. So my grandma and my brother had seen this creature. I haven't talked about it much on the channels, just very little. But since you brought up that story, that article that you found, it kind of sounds very familiar what they saw. So my grandparents used to live in Orange Cove, and then they ended up going to Dinuba, California, which is another small ag community that's about 10, 15 minutes away from Orange Cove. And my grandma and grandpa were driving home on these country roads, and there's hardly any lights out there. It's all dark on these country roads. But anyways, this particular evening, they were driving home, and my grandmother and my grandpa saw a creature on one side of the road, and they swear that this creature jumped over their car and it landed on the other side of the road, on the opposite side. And they said it was like a dog type. It's skinny. No, my grandma said it wasn't a dog, but it was really skinny. It was on all fours. and that it jumped over the car, like in front of the hood actually, and it landed on the other
Whoa.
side of the road. So in that article that you found, I think this creature was on the roof, correct? If
Yeah.
I'm
Do you want me to read this? Let me read the paragraph, a
okay,
couple of
yeah, go
paragraphs
ahead.
here. It
Yeah.
says, okay, so there were some witnesses that were leaving a friend's house late one night, and they were passing Sheridan Elementary School.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
They saw strange movement in a driveway. They saw a figure step into the porch light and then instantly leap onto the roof of the house. The witnesses slowed down because they were curious about it. The figure itself wasn't that big. It's the size, around the size of a dog, they said. Deciding it was nothing, the witnesses continued to drive down 10th Street. They looked into the rearview mirror and they saw that, to their surprise, the creature had jumped back off the roof and was now moving towards them.
Yeah.
Concerned, they locked their car doors and began to drive faster. Looking in the mirror again, they noticed the creature was chasing them. It now appeared to be about 4 feet in height, and it had long, spindly legs like what a toad would look like if it was moving upright on its legs. Whatever it was, it didn't appear to be human, and it frightened the driver enough to make them increase their speed in hopes of getting away. The witnesses reached the end of 10th Street and headed on to J Street. Curious to see if it was still following them, they stopped at the intersection. For a minute, they didn't see anything, but then the creature suddenly came into view, moving south along the elementary school grounds, avoiding lights so it wouldn't be seen. But it easily jumped a chain link fence. Yeah. Oh, and it says this was the only night this witness encountered the creature, though their friend, the one whose house they had left that night, heard something running up and down the street late all night, they said. That's weird. They said it looked like it had the legs of a toad.
Hmm.
Of a toad,
Yeah,
but it was 4 feet tall.
that explains. I mean, it could be the one my grandparents encountered. The
Yeah.
same creature. I mean, it kind of sounds like because of the way it jumped, and then it jumped a chain link fence, and that's the school. So those are about, let me see, over 6 feet tall. These chain link fences. So it
Golly.
easily jumped that. So it could be the same creature that my grandparents saw. Then my brother, at another occasion, uh, th- encountered something similar during the early morning. He was coming back from the hills towards Orange Cove, and on the outskirts of Orange Cove, this happened about northeast of Orange Cove on the outskirts. He noticed down the road. He thought it was a dog, but then it jumped. Same thing. It jumped one side of the from the one side of the road to the opposite side and over a fence on the other side. So that's pretty far. That's a big jump. And he notices like, what the heck? That's not a dog. That I
No.
mean, not even it could be a cat maybe. But when he got closer, he slowed down and he could see where it had gone through the grass. There was tall grass on the opposite side of the road, and he could see a trail, but he couldn't see the creature. But he saw that as he was driving down that road, and he saw it jump on one from one side of the road to the opposite side. On the opposite side, it landed on the other side of the fence. So that was a pretty big leap.
What what is in the water over there, Javier? Y'all have some weird stuff. You really do. Like, it's so entertaining bringing you on the show and like hearing about all these encounters. It really is.
So now
It's
there's three.
crazy.
I mean, those three. I mean, sound familiar. They sound pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, like the same creature to me, at least.
they do. I wonder what the odds of it being like a small dogman might be.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Hmm.
You know, my grandpa says that it had a dog hit, but my grandma says it didn't. So I don't know. I mean, but they
Oh,
both,
it
yeah.
had
So,
a
but they
dog
both
head.
saw it jump over the car though, like over the hood.
Well, I don't know. That's I mean, there's all sorts of chimeras and hybrids. Sovereign says feral hybrids equal UFO or deep underground military base rejects. I mean, it does kind of sound similar to like if you look up, I think I was looking at Montauk or Plum Island online, and there was, I don't know if this is from a movie or what, but there was some kind of little creature that sounds a lot like what you're describing and what I just read about. It almost looked like a dog, but it was some kind of weird hybrid mix of something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Huh.
I don't know. I mean, we don't know what all's been made. Okay, what kind of
Right.
hybrid stuff they got going on, and even ETs
Yeah.
could be out there. Stuff coming from underground. I mean, the veil is thin these days, and
Yeah.
it could be something supernatural, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
don't know.
know. I don't know what to say about this one. That's wild.
Yeah.
But it's on the internet. I mean, I found it when I
Yeah.
looked up, the Fresno area,
Mhm.
and it was on top of the list. It was number 4 out of like the 5 craziest things out of Fresno,
Yeah.
and so that's pretty wild. Of course, the Fresno. You and I have like never, I don't think, talked about the Fresno night crawlers.
No, and
But
I
that is,
haven't talked about it because I
yeah.
need to go out to that area. I
Oh
haven't gone
yeah.
into that area. I want to go out to that area. So as soon as I go out to that area and investigate that area, yeah, then I'll talk about it. But yeah, I want to get familiar with that area,
Oh yeah.
see what's out
I
there.
I did a show on the Fresno night crawlers a long time ago because there's a lot of videos of them, like CCTV videos, like people's. I don't know if it was ring cams back then, but
Mhm.
home cameras around their houses
Right.
and stuff,
Yeah.
on people's porches and looking in their yards. A lot of videos of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
A lot of them. The original one was a security camera footage. That was the original one, and then all these other ones started coming out of Yosemite National Park. They were seeing them at Yosemite National Park and these other national parks. But I was hearing that those were fake. I mean, I don't know. The ones from the national parks were fake. I don't know.
oh really?
That's what I was hearing down here. Yeah.
Well, these days I don't know. It's hard to believe a whole lot that we see on videos now because there's so much AI.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
out of control. I
Yeah.
mean, it's made it not so fun now. Because
Yeah.
everything we see, and it's really sad seeing all that things are clearly AI, and there's so many people that are so gullible, think it's real
Yeah.
video of stuff. So it's a nightmare for cryptid researchers. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. It's hard to on these videos. You don't know if to believe it or not. I mean, it looks real, but you don't know
Hmm.
nowadays. Now it's just too
Yeah,
hard to. Yeah.
that's right. Well, I've got Miss Betty Todd in the chat. Hey, Betty. Betty was at the Molina Bigfoot Festival today with her husband and her son. Thank you for being here tonight, Betty. And she's from Alabama. They're from Alabama, and they actually, when I was giving my presentation today, she was telling me about. She and her husband said that they were in their vehicle near, I think it was Chehaw State Park in Alabama, and something, I'm not going to say it jumped over their car or anything like that, but some kind of creature. They were telling me that some kind of creature like lunged at them from outside, like coming outside that park right there,
Hmm.
and it kind of like lunged for their car. I don't know if it hit their car or what, but it's kind of like what we're describing with these little orange cove creatures. Um, but it
Yeah.
was enough to scare them to like lock their doors and be like, let's get out of here. Okay. Like
I
it's
bet.
almost like something charged at their car like that. So I don't
Yeah.
know. They were like, Jessica, you don't go out there by yourself.
Yeah.
Don't ever go out there by yourself. Lock your doors. Because that's the area where I saw those dogmen
Oh, okay.
about however it was 6 months ago or 5. I don't know how long ago that was. Probably
Yeah.
like July. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. Don't go alone. Never go alone.
yeah. I've got some friends in the chat over here that go out by themselves sometimes. Okay. And I don't know. To each their own, but at least tell somebody where you're going if you guys go out there because it's very dangerous. You don't want to be a statistic. I mean, a lot of these guys that have gone missing. I mean, that fellow that was missing for 3 weeks and then he was found, had he gone out by himself?
Yeah. He went that day. He was just gonna go up and come back that same night or that same evening. Just he went up for the day. He
Mm-hmm.
went alone, and he got stuck up there. So he went uh, Dinky Creek area, just outskirts of Yosemite. But he went into this area where it was all rocky, and his truck was not. It was a 4x4, but it wasn't meant for those trails up back in there. His truck, it wasn't lifted. It was lower, like a regular truck, and it got stuck back in there. And he stayed there. He was way back in the wilderness back in there.
Oh,
It was near Swamp Lake, which I'd never heard of. And I'm asking around now, some of my friends that go hunt, and they go, "Oh yeah, we've been back there. That's very rocky area. Very hard to get back in there." and you have to have almost like an off-road vehicle type, special off-road vehicle type to get back in there. And they see why he got stuck back there because of that vehicle. His vehicle wasn't and
Well,
made for that terrain, you know.
well, I think he did the right thing. If he
He
sheltered
stayed,
in place, that's
he
what we're
stayed,
told to do, right?
he stayed with the truck for 2 weeks. He had enough food for 2 weeks, what I heard. Um,
Dang.
and he hadn't eaten for a week because it was already going on 3 weeks. So he hadn't eaten for a week, and he, from what the article said, was that he made a decision: either I'm going to stay with the vehicle, or I'm going to start walking out because hunting season is going to be over soon, and nobody's going to find me.
Oh my
So,
God.
so he made the decision. Actually, luckily he didn't have to make the decision because 2 hunters came in these off-road vehicles back in there that were able to get in there, and they found him.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
a miracle.
Yeah. Yep.
That's an absolute miracle. Listen, I got kind of in a weird predicament last year. I went to I let my GPS be my guide, and that don't ever do that when you're out looking for a hunt camp in the middle of the woods. Okay, it's not smart because first of all, the GPS does
Hey,
stop working at some point.
I'm
Okay, when
laughing
you lose,
because it happened to
yeah,
us.
did it? That happened to me, and I had my son with me, and we were fine. Okay, we were totally fine. We weren't that far from the main road, but we turned off on this place that said White Oak or White Gap or something. I don't know. Screw White Gap, man. I tell you what, I'm not the only one that's gotten lost going that way because they burned the road. They put a berm in the road, and it's supposed to be a back way to get into this hunt camp. And a lot of people, when you're coming from a certain direction, this GPS takes you down this, and it's not even a road. It's like a trail. And if you don't have four-wheel drive and you don't have good tires on your truck, you're screwed when you get back there. Because once you get back there, it gets really tight. Like your car barely fits through these trails. Then you drive through rivers and creeks, and it's like there's nowhere to turn around at all. And so it's like it was kind of a nightmare. And I was like, you know what? At some point when I was able to turn around, I got out of there and I just ended up going home. I was like, I don't even want to go where I was supposed to go. It was that bad. And I told my son, I was like, roll your window down. Do you hear banjos? You know, I was kidding, but he was not amused. Okay. He was not.
I don't know about those
blame him.
GPS things. Yeah,
God.
we were going to the coast one afternoon and had a. This is where barely the GPSs were coming out. You know, little monitors you plug into the light, and you got your GPS map and everything. So we were following it, and then it ended up taking us through the hills, and like you said, the road started getting thinner as it was out in the boondocks. I was like, where are we? And I was getting nervous. Like, man, and I couldn't even turn around because the road wasn't even that wide. It's like, well, we got to keep going forward. And it was already getting late. It was almost midnight. We're up in the hills. It's like, where's the ocean? We're supposed to be going to the ocean, not the mountains. It's like, and then finally we came over the hill and you can see the ocean. You can see a big city. It's like, oh, we're out of here. I'm never going through there again. Like, what
Oh
the
my
heck?
God.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
man.
I learned my lesson. I will never do that again. I'll never do that again. And I will, get directions and like print them out. Like go the old route. Like by the way, you guys, I got to meet Main House. Main House. I don't know Main House. Main House is in the chat. What's up, Main House? Okay. And she came to, and it's she came to the Molina Bigfoot Festival today, and she was reminding me of the importance of writing things down instead of relying on your technology to do all this stuff for us. And she was like, I like to do the old ways. the old ways of like, right. She had a notebook and everything. And I was like, wow, it's so important that we do that sometimes because we can't always depend on this technology when we're out there in places like that. And if I had to shelter in place with my son, that would have been pretty. And I don't get scared very easily, but that would have been horrible out there with just me and him, because nobody would have come back there. Nobody. I mean, maybe somebody in a Jeep or something wanting to off-road maybe would eventually come back there. But I mean, or another lost person that was trying to find the hunt camp that I was trying to find. Probably. It would have been a while, but that would have really sucked. But I also would, I know you're supposed to kind of like stay there, but I would have probably hiked back to the road to try to not being that far from the main road, I would have walked back to the main road.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
To go flag a car down or something for help,
Yeah.
So, or to get phone service.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, up there, he up there. There's no phone service. It's very sketchy.
Nothing.
Yeah, and then his battery. I think his cell phone died and all that
Mhm.
stuff. So you got all that going on.
That's really sad. Well, I'm glad he was found, and I know his family was glad.
Yeah.
Man, that's wild. Yeah. Well, everybody, please don't get stuck in that predicament, y'all. Okay. Let's not do that, especially as field researchers. I got a lot of field researchers in here. And speaking of which, I want to give thanks quickly to Larry Sharp. Thank you, Larry, for being a member of the Hunt Club for 19 months. Oh my gosh, Larry, thank you so much for your support. It's awesome. And also Kent Baxter, thank you for that super sticker. He said, "Hi, Jessica, things are really picking up lately." So thank you. That's wonderful, Kent. And you're awesome. And thank you for all your support. You're the best. Okay. Well, let's talk about something else that I actually spoke about at the conference today twice. I spoke and 3 times. This will be the 4th time I've talked about this in the past 24 hours. And I've never brought this up on the show before. But something else that comes out of your area is something similar to what I was speaking about in my presentation today. I was going over some BFRO reports, actually, out of the area where I used to live, where we have a lot of werewolf sightings, a lot of Bigfoot sightings. And one of them really caught my attention because it was right down the road from where I used to live. And I'll go ahead and pull this up, and then we'll get into what this is. Okay. So this is the full report right here. I have it in 3 sections on the screen right now. This is out of, I think this is Paulding County. Okay. We've talked about Paulding County in Georgia before when we talked about the werewolf reports and the werewolf sightings and the Bigfoot sightings too. But this is a report from, let's see, 2006. Okay, 2006 out of Paulding County in Georgia. That's Northwest Georgia. And the report was that there was a family that was going to dinner in town. Okay, they were leaving the house to go to dinner. They pulled out on the road, and they saw what they would describe as an animal with the basic body structure of a bear, but was standing on its hind legs and a face that seemed more wolfish than anything else. It had to be 9 feet tall. It stood in the road at about 200 yards. We decided to pull the vehicle around and go to a different direction rather than to drive any closer. And it was a man, his wife, and their child. Now, the person who took this report was the head of my Bigfoot research team. And this was back in the day, y'all. This is before I even knew him, actually. But he went and took this report, and he put his opinion on here too. He was like, this is exactly what he saw, what he observed. And he said that he spoke to the witness. During the duration of the observation lasted for about 2 minutes. They said the animal was described as being 9 to 10 feet tall, human-like, barrel-chested, lean and tall. The shoulders were described as being not very broad, and there not being much of a neck. The hair color could not be discerned. It was described as being dark with the length about 3 to 4 inches long. The key feature that impressed the witness was the animal's facial features, as he described them as being very lupine or wolfish, a wolf head with a small snout. They stated that the eyes glowed red as if the illumination came from within the eyes rather than from reflection coming from the headlights of the vehicle. And yeah, I mean, that is a pretty fantastic report right there. Okay, I think. And it really lines up with some of the other werewolf and dogman sightings and reports that we've gotten out of Paulding County in Georgia as well. But okay, so this is describing like a bear kind of like body, like a big husky body with a wolf's head. Okay, now I was reading about there's some kind of creature that has been seen in Yosemite. Now this goes back at least to the 1950s, and it sounds very much like what they described right there, but they call it a wolf-headed ape, the wolf apes of Yosemite. Now this is your research area, Javier. What do you know about the wolf apes out there?
People have written to me and asked me if I've gone down and investigated the wolf ape, and I have not. I actually, it's they're telling me that it's near. It's not in Yosemite, but it's down here in the valley floor, in an area called Watts Valley, which is just east of Fresno, California. Again, and it's just northwest of Avocado Lake. All that, all this, a whole area here, and it's about maybe 30 minutes from me, north. So it's along the foothills is this area called Watts Valley, and I've been hearing that it hangs around the cemetery there, and they call it the wolf ape. And people haven't had encounters there at the cemetery, and it sounds like it's like it has a bad cold, that it has this cough or some kind of like a cough or a snarl, and it's like it has a bad cold. That's what it sounds like. But I've gone through
Oh
that
man.
area once with Alan, and we did go through that area. We did not go to the cemetery, but we did go to that area. We found some structures along the road, and I have pictures of those. If you go to our YouTube channel, it's called Watts Valley video. The video is called Watts Valley, and you'll see those pictures, that those structures that we found in that area. But that's the area that
Whoa.
this wolf ape is being seen.
Whoa. That's amazing. Okay. So the first Native Americans that came over the Bering Strait coexisted with this creature, it says, and the wolf ape. This is what I'm reading from this article. Okay. It says, when the Europeans came, they found these odd drawings, but no signs of the wolf ape. But there were drawings of them, they said. Okay. There's a story that legendary photographer Ansel Adams was taking pictures in Yosemite one day when a pack of wolf apes came upon him while he was in his tent, and he had to stay inside his tent for safety. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that tent is not going to protect you from wolf apes, buddy.
Uh-huh.
It might protect your sanity for a little bit, but
Right.
good luck with that.
Uh-huh.
Right? That's
Yep.
crazy. But there's a story of a wolf ape entering a single room schoolhouse one day, terrorizing the students and the teacher. Now, that had to have been a long time ago, because a single room
Right.
schoolhouse is old school.
And I've heard that story about the school,
Yeah.
and I believe that's in that Watts Valley, just north of Watts Valley area. That school. It was an old school out there. It was a country school.
It said the children piled up their desks together and climbed up to the safety of the rafters while the teacher was able to lock himself into a closet. The wolf ape tore through the children's desks to get their lunches. Finally, after getting its fill, it left.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. So the teacher just went in the closet and was like, fend for yourselves, kids. Get in the
Yep.
rafter. Golly.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you never know what you're going to do in those situations, I guess.
Yeah.
You never know how you're going to react. There's another story that goes back to the 1950s that, okay, this is a preacher shot a wolf ape back in the 1950s, claiming it to be a pet of Satan. Okay. He hung it up on the church walls, and the story claims the animal to be at least 10 feet long. Apparently, the preacher got into a bit of trouble as the wolf ape continued to hang on the church, not onto, but on, because he nailed it up to the wall. It hung there for several weeks, and understandably, the place began to smell bad.
That sounds like Jeepers Creepers right there.
Jeez, that guy sounds like a maniac, actually. That's diabolical. Why would you do that to your congregation?
Have you seen Jeepers Creepers, the original one?
I've heard about it. I don't think I've seen the whole thing.
Well, he hangs them up on the barn.
Oh my God!
It sounds very familiar. That reminded me of Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, maybe they got inspired by this story.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. That's diabolical. I said the preacher sold it to a traveling circus freak show, and the money he made off of it, he traveled up to San Francisco with the dream of starting his own church up there. I wouldn't want to be a member of that man's church.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. He was unalive soon after, and his body was so badly mutilated, it took several months to identify him. Wow, that's terrible. Whispers of a curse of the wolf ape was the cause of this preacher's death, they said.
Mm.
That's a just savage story right there. That's terrible. But then it got quiet. There were no signs of the wolf ape until the 1990s after that. And it was seen at Bass Lake.
Okay.
If you know where that is, Madera County.
Yeah, Bass Lake is near Dinky Creek.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Well, it was seen drinking water from the small lake, and people mistook it for a hairy man who was walking on all fours. They thought it was a hairy man walking on four legs, like his hands and his legs. So there's one other story. Well, there's actually a couple more stories, but there's one other story that's notable, and this is more recent. The recent story was of a local, it was recanted on a local Fresno radio station. There were two witnesses, a man and his uncle, who were hunting for garnets. So it must be a place with gemstones out there.
Yeah.
Ooh, that adds another element because like the quartz and the crystals. Right. Wow.
Yep.
They were hunting for garnets near Watts Valley Cemetery.
There you go.
A wolf ape came out of the bushes. It was described as a 6 foot long, gray-haired, mangy dog with a face like a baboon whose eyes were flat on its face like a human's. It opened its mouth, but only a moan escaped, and its widening maw. I don't even know what that means. And then made strange sounds like a cough, like you said. It sounded like it was sick. And they said both witnesses began to run from the creature as it began to chase them. The man threw his lunch at the creature, but this only stopped him momentarily. It continued to stalk them over the hills, and the two witnesses hopped over fences and ran through pastures trying to escape the creature. Cows fled as it chased the two men. They found themselves in the Watts Valley Cemetery, finally. I thought that's where they started, but maybe not. And they hid behind some tombstones, hoping to lose the beast. Unfortunately, it caught their scent, started to come towards them, when in a moment of genius, the uncle threw some cinnamon-flavored chewing gum near the beast, hoping the scent would distract it. It worked. The beast was occupied, and soon after that, a caretaker for the cemetery arrived and offered to give the two men a ride back to their car several miles away. It's like they ran several miles. That's wild. And all three watched the strange creature for a few more minutes in the safety of the truck before it went away. And that's the last account, the recent account. That's the most recent account that was on this article that I found. Okay. But man, that sounds pretty diabolical. I mean, is this in the same area where that Orange Cove creature is? No. It sounds like it runs and jumps. No? Okay.
No, Orange Cove and Watts Valley is about 30 minutes away from each other.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, sounds like it can run pretty well. I mean, they ran
probably
miles.
eventually be there. Yeah. So when you talk about this creature, so when me and Jesus were on that snake road that one night, when we heard that whistling sound and everything, and we came back to the vehicle and we were done. We were putting everything away in the truck. I know I've talked about it in the past, but something came out of the orchards into the avenue where we were parked. And we already had stopped recording and everything, putting our equipment away. And this thing came out of the orchards on all fours, and it was like coughing, like, and it was making all this sound. And it was like, what the heck is that? And we were all looking at it, and it was like it had like it sounded like it had a bad cold, like it was like it had boogers coming out, and it was on all fours. And we thought it was a cow first, because there's cattle out there. But then we were looking at it because it was about 50 yards away down the avenue, and we were lighting it up. So we were able to see it, and it was staring right at us. But it just sounds like maybe it was that, because it sounded like it was coughing and it had like a bad cold, and then it was on all fours.
Well, it sounds like y'all ran into a wolf ape.
And that's what it sounds like. I mean, we've never come across that again, but that was the only night. I mean, we had a bunch of stuff going on that night.
Huh. Well, I mean, I know this looks more like a Dogman, right? But speaking of AI, I was trying to get something that was like a bear or something with like a wolf's head, some kind of gorilla with a wolf's head, but it just ends up looking like a big old husky werewolf. Okay. Mm-hmm. Husky's the word, I guess. And the way they describe this thing is actually kind of mangy, right? It's kind of mangy, sickly, but they're always described as mangy and sickly. It's like it's always coughing, like that's just how it is.
Yeah, and that's that creature we saw. I mean, that's what it was doing. It was like coughing, and it was loud too. It's like, what the heck are we looking at?
Oh
And
my
then
god.
it ended up going back into the orchards, and we took off. Like, we're out of here because we were, like you said, Jesus was already feeling sick, and we were out of there. Get the heck out of there.
Oh my gosh. It's just another cryptid to put on the list. Strange things, especially out there in Fresno or in the area where you guys
Yeah.
research. I've actually, I was given some like remote viewing targets a long time ago from Barry Littleton. He had me look into Gugway out there. People were reporting Gugway in the fog, and they were saying that that's what was taking some of these missing hikers, missing people out there.
Wow. Okay.
That yeah, it could be kind of what we're talking about here. Maybe they
Yeah,
said
because
something has like a
yeah,
muzzle.
this area gets really foggy in the winter. It gets bad. This whole area in the valley. We're
Huh.
like in a bowl, and this whole bowl area gets really filled in with fog at times, and it's hard to see anything. And it's
Could
kind of eerie because you got all these orchards, and then you got the fog, and it's like, whoa,
it
you don't know. Yeah.
easy to get lost
Oh yeah.
too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh. Well, now I'm thinking like, what if the wolf apes are Gugways?
Yeah.
What if?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I was talking about Gugway today. Actually, somebody in the audience was like, I think my friend Tony was like talking about the type 3 Bigfoots that are like kind of violent. They got a muzzle. And one of the guys in the audience, like the people in the audience know more than we do. Seriously. Like they were in the know. I was very impressed with the audience.
Uh-huh.
But somebody in the chat, somebody in the, I'm tired. Okay. Somebody in the audience. Okay. This was live. This is not online. This was live. Somebody in the audience was like, that's a Gugway. I was like, dang, that guy's good. So, but when I got up, I actually was showing pictures of the types of Bigfoots, of course, and I have them. I have some right here. This is not the picture that I showed, but
Yeah.
those Gugways, man. It's a type 3 like that. I mean, that looks like a baboon right there,
Right. Right.
down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
But that's how they're described.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And have you heard of them with red eyes? Right. Red eyes.
Yes.
I think it's red eyes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was another thing about that report out of Paulding with that wolf-headed bear-looking thing. It had red, glowing eyes, self-illuminating red eyes. They said in that report.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, you never know. I mean, I don't know. Could be a Gugway. You never
Yeah.
know.
Could be
So
like a juvenile Gugway or something too. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
little ones. I mean, if they got big ones, they gotta have little ones. You gotta be little at some point.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
man, speaking of that conference today, I heard some of the most incredible encounters when it came to Bigfoot and maybe even possible Dogman too from some of the people that were there. And it was wonderful because I had people that actually showed up to come talk to me about their encounters with cryptids and things that happened on their property at home, things that happened when they were teenagers and all that. And
And I bet that felt good for them, right? Like it was,
yeah,
you let that story out.
I
And that's
think
what we want to.
so.
That's why we're here too. We want people that have been holding that story in, for a long time or a recent encounter. That's why we're here. We're an outlet for them that you're not going to get ridiculed. You're not going to get laughed at. We want to hear your stories, your encounters. We believe you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like it that people know that it's safe to talk to us about this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, maybe it's because I put myself out there as showing how wild and crazy I really am, and so they feel comfortable telling me stuff because I already know that I look crazy. So okay, but yeah, I think that's important, and yeah, and something else that I noticed today too is that when some of the people were recounting their stories that happened to them when they were teenagers, we're talking about like 60, 70, I don't know how old they were. I'm sorry. I
Mm-hmm.
apologize if y'all are watching. I don't know how old y'all are. Okay. But like some of the men, let's say some of the men, in their 60s probably. I'm just going to put a roundabout number on it because I don't know. Having things happen to them when they were young men, like in their teens and 20s, and they remember it like they're there right now. Like
Yeah.
it's like they remember every detail of these encounters with Bigfoot and whatever else they were experiencing out there. And it still affects them emotionally still today as it did back then when they were teenagers and in their early 20s.
Yeah, I bet. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget my Dogman encounter, pterodactyl encounter. I won't forget those.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that I brought up today. I was like, because we were down there in the area where the Georgia raptor sighting was, where there was a actual modern day dinosaur down there. And I told him, I said, well, you guys live down here. You probably should know.
Right.
Whether this is real or not, it's been a report. This is a report that came out of this area. And it's good for you just to know
Right.
that there could be dinosaurs down here. And I know I sounded like a crazy person, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Hide your wife, hide your kids. It's like,
hide your husband.
yeah, exactly. Well, and that's another thing too. It's like, well, that thing that was like jumping all over the place. And I was kind of talking about the Stranger Things creature. Somebody in the chat said Demogorgon. Yes, it was like the Demogorgon. That's exactly what it is, the Demogorgon.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. Before it got to be like the human form where its face opened up like a flower,
right,
with the teeth and stuff.
Yeah.
But I would think that maybe that thing that was jumping around, that orange cove creature, is that what we were talking about?
Yeah.
Maybe, what if that was some sort of like a little dinosaur or something?
Huh? It's possible.
I mean,
yeah. You never know. I mean, I've seen stuff, so it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're just putting it out there. We're just making a list, y'all. That's all.
Yep.
We're making a list of all the stuff and trying to connect some dots here. Because I mean, how many little dinosaurs are running around? I mean, I remember when I did a show on modern day dinosaurs a long time ago, I was finding evidence of like mini T-Rexes in Texas.
Oh, wow.
Mini T-Rexes. Like,
interesting.
Yeah, that's odd. I wonder if those mini T-Rexes are going to turn into regular sized T-Rexes.
Yeah. Never know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you guys must have some kind of like, do you have like there's high strangeness out there where you live? Is there like a triangle? Like we hear about all these like triangles, like the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah,
are your research areas in a triangle too?
Yeah, we're actually working on a video. It's called
are?
the Nevada Triangle.
Oh God. How did I guess?
Yeah, it's been talked about. I've learned about it back in the 90s. It was called the Nevada Triangle, this area. And it was because a lot of the planes go down in this area. A lot of planes have been gone missing also. So we're going to do a report on that. Me and my brother are working on that to do a video on that. So that should be coming up soon, hopefully in a couple of weeks or so. We just talked about it actually today, and you go, hey, we got to finish that video, that Nevada Triangle video. And I go, I know. So let's get to it. And then it's funny that you bring it up.
Yeah. Well, it's a sign. It's a sign you got to do it now. What are the tips or the angles? Like what towns are there? They're like towns or what?
Area 51 is one of them. Area 51 is one. And then Fresno is one corner. Area 51 is another corner, another point. And then up north, I believe, what's the China Lake, I believe? It's called China Lake. I want to say China Lake is the other point.
China Lake? Yeah. Wait a second. I think Kent, who's in the chat tonight, Kent is the one who told me to look into China Lake.
Yeah, I want to say that's the other point. I can't remember right now.
That is a suggested remote viewing target, actually. I think it went into the pile. Okay. I don't know what else is going on with China Lake, though. There's something I haven't really looked into it, but
I heard a lot of stuff from up there too.
What if China Lake is the actual Area 51?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like labeled Area 51, but that's like all the stuff that we assume is going on at Area 51 is actually going on at China Lake.
That's what I've heard, and I heard about Utah having one too. Area 52 is called. That's what I've been hearing. Area 52. I don't know if you heard about that one.
I have heard of Area 52 before.
Yeah. In Utah?
I don't know where it's at, but I've heard that. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I don't know a whole lot, but that would be kind of interesting to look into China. I need to do a show on China Lake. I really should do that. Or maybe you guys go do some shows on China Lake, and I'll bring you back on and we'll talk about it. Okay, how about
Right.
that?
Yeah. There you go.
I'll wait. I'll wait till you get out there and do that. But that's interesting that it's actually a part of the triangle that you're talking about. How
Yeah.
far are you right now? Like where you live and stuff? Well, how far is that from Area 51?
Oh, that's pretty far. We're about from here to Vegas. It's 6 hours drive. So Area 51 is about 2 hours north of Vegas. So that's another couple hours. It's about 8 hours. I mean,
Oh, okay.
if we would cut across the Sierras here, just a straight line. I mean, we're almost dead on to Area 51. If you would just go straight.
As the crow flies, or you could just hop on a bullet train underground in those deep
Well, there
underground
you go.
military
Yep.
bases.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can
Yep.
get there in 2 seconds, probably.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, Kent. Kent says China Lake has some creepy stuff in there. Yes, Jessica, do it. It's insane. Area 51 is connected to China Lake underground in tunnels.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Yeah, Digger Dog said that too. China Lake military base with deep underground military base.
There you go.
Yeah. And Moondog says 29 Palms, China Lake area strange. Okay. And Rose Thistle Artwork says, is that where the hidden huge doorway in the mountain is?
That's
Do you know
Yosemite, I
that?
believe. I believe that's that you're talking about is Yosemite behind a waterfall.
Have
And
we haven't talked about that before.
I think
Have
that's
we?
the one she's talking about. I'm not sure, but I heard
Tell
about
me
it.
about that.
I've heard.
Kent?
I've heard about this huge door in a mountain behind a waterfall, and inside that mountain was a race of giants, and they had armor and they had these big swords. But the entrance was behind this waterfall in Yosemite.
What?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yep.
Well, maybe the missing people are not getting taken by Gugway in the fog. It's giants in the fog. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know. We yeah, around Orange
What?
Cove. Remember, I talked about in the video. The gentleman and his son saw a giant in the avenue.
Oh, that's right. Can you tell the audience about that?
Yeah. So one of the encounters that I talked about in that video, um, I used to live on this ranch out on the outskirts of Orange Cove, and then my dad used to take care of this ranch, and their shop was on this ranch also, and there was a smaller house next to the shop, and that smaller house um, always watched out over the shop area because they were breaking in, and so he had a bunch of dogs. He had about 4 dogs, and it was he lived there with his son and family. So one particular night, the dogs are starting to go crazy around midnight or 1 in the morning, and the dad gets his gun and he tells the son, "Let's go and check the shop because they had been breaking in, or previous weeks they've been breaking into the shop." So they wanted to go check the shop, make sure everything was closed up. And so his son said that they went out. The dogs were going crazy. They ran into the orchards when they went out. So the dogs went running into the orchards, and they went to go check the shop, all the doors, and everything was locked. So then they start walking where the dogs went running down this avenue between these two orchards. And so they started walking down, and his son was talking to his dad, and his dad was walking. All of a sudden, he stops in the middle of the avenue, and he's looking straight. And his son's looking at his dad's like, "Hey, what's going on? What happened? Why you stop?" And the dad doesn't say anything. So then the son looks where his dad's looking down the avenue, and the son said there was this giant man standing in the middle of the avenue, and we can see it was a human, a man, because we can see the outline of it, and we couldn't see they couldn't see the face or anything. They just saw the outline of it, but it was huge. He was tall. Said it was a giant. And all of a sudden, his dad, remember he has a gun. All of a sudden, his dad turns around, doesn't say a word, starts walking back to the house. And his son's like, "Hey, Dad, where are you going? Where are you going?" and
Aren't you going to
he
shoot
does
it?
it. Yeah, exactly. And he then never says a word to that and just walks. And then the son ended up, running behind him. Like, what happened? And his dad never said anything about that encounter. Never said a word. The son is the one that actually told my dad about it.
Oh my gosh.
So he never said anything about it, but the son did.
I mean,
Uh
it sounds like he almost either was in denial, shock,
huh.
or hypnotized in a trance.
Yeah, could be too. Yeah. Yep. And
Oh
and we
man.
lived a little ways from that shop, and we were having a paranormal activity at that time when me and my wife were living there. All kinds of stuff was going on there, and and that's the same ranch, that whole ranch. And I
Oh,
talk about it in that video that we put out,
oh yeah.
and then my dad also ended up hearing some strange whistling during the day when him and his co-worker were working at that shop. They would hear whistling coming out of the orchard. Well, yeah, my dad doesn't believe, he doesn't believe in all this paranormal Bigfoot stuff
Yeah.
and ghost
My
stuff.
dad doesn't either. Don't feel bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, and I think they don't want to believe because they don't want to get scared. But anyways,
Exactly.
so
Love you,
anyways,
Dad. But still.
so then my dad's probably watching too. So, so him and his coworker were welding something, and they were hearing this whistling coming out of this orchard, and they thought it was somebody messing with them, some kids or somebody out there in the orchard whistling at them. And he told me about it. It was I think I went to lunch that day at my mom's, and he was at lunch and he was telling me about this. I go, Dad, well, you know that Bigfoot whistle, right? They can whistle. These cryptids can whistle, right? I don't believe in none of that
Freaking him
stuff.
out.
I don't believe that stuff. I go, okay, well, look, just do something. If you hear it again, whistle back. Do a certain whistle. Now, if it whistles back at you, and then there's something there, and you guys need to go see what it is. And this was in the day, all right. This was in the day. So sure enough, they're out there. Him and his coworker again. They're hearing this whistling coming out of the orchard towards them.
Oh my God.
But my dad whistles back in a certain tone, and it mimics what he did, what my dad did. So it responded. So then him and his coworker head and they split out. They split apart, and they're gonna meet up where they think this whistling is coming from. And sure enough, when they get there, there's nothing. There's nothing there. There's nobody around. They didn't see anybody run away because you can hear them. If there was a kid or an adult and they're trying to get away, you can hear them run through the orchards. You can hear them. And there was nothing. They didn't see nothing. They didn't hear nothing.
Oh
But they
my
went to where that whistling was coming from. So he was just tripping out. My dad was just tripping out. It's like I told you. So then me and Jesus actually went out there I believe like 2 days later, and we did a video out there, and that video is up on our channel. It's called Strange Whistling, and then you can see what I'm talking about the ranch. It's a pretty big ranch.
That's pretty cool, man. I wish my dad. Well, see, here's the thing. When I ask my dad stuff, I have to like fish for like. I kind of have to poke around a little bit to be like, because I know that he's a hunter. Okay, he's been a hunter his whole life and stuff. I know he's had some weird encounters out in the woods, and it's all a matter of having him change his perspective on things that have happened to him and things he's experienced. Because it's like your dad; they don't want to believe that whatever they experienced out in the woods could have been a Bigfoot. Okay, so there's
Mm-hmm.
always another explanation. It was
Yeah.
something else. Anything but that.
Right.
Anything but that. But see, here's the thing too about my dad is that all of his friends, just about, I mean, all of his friends are big fans of Bigfoot.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
they love Bigfoot. They think it is absolutely wild that his daughter is a cryptid huntress. Okay, or the cryptid huntress. Okay, and my dad think he gets a kick out of it. He gets a kick out of it because he's like, how do all these grown people believe in this? And much less they want to go hear my daughter speak at conferences and stuff. So I'm like, well, Dad, you're gonna come around one day, okay? You're gonna come around, but I love that your dad will come around. He probably knows.
Oh
He
yeah.
knows they're real. He
Yeah.
knows. He just don't want to think about it.
And and then he also used to at times would take care of the ranch around Pictograph Mountain. And this is a
Mhm.
time when we were up there exploring that mountain, and we saw these pictographs, and we were leaving game cams up there, and they were acting all wacky, and we would go pick them up. Anyways, that's the whole ranch there. At one point, me and Jesus, we put up, we stacked these rocks because we felt like something was there watching us. And we stacked these rocks, and I told my dad where these rocks were, and I told him, when you go to check that ranch next time, check on these stacked rocks that we left. And I told him we left the quartz on the very top. We left it on the very top, and I just want you to take pictures and let me know how it looks. So sure enough, he went like 2 days later where we told him where we had stacked these rocks. He went to go check, and that quartz, the quartz rock was in a little hole, but it was at the very bottom. Something had restacked them, but it was at the very bottom. And he was just tripping out. I go, I told you, Dad, that something's out there.
Whoa, that's cool.
And my
That's
dad,
really
don't tell
interesting.
me no more. Don't tell me no more, because I'm out here checking the orchards, and I'm by myself. He goes, don't tell me no more.
He'd rather keep his head in the sand. Okay. Yeah, just numb to it, man. I don't blame him. I really don't. Especially if you have to be out by yourself at night. Like, I don't want to know. Listen, if I had to like be a security guard at like a haunted location, I don't want to know it's a haunted location. Don't tell me that. Okay.
Yeah.
I will figure it out. I'll figure it out. But let me figure it out on my own. Don't tell me, because then I'm going to start manifesting. I'm going to think. See, that's another thing too, Javier. Is like when we get it in our minds that like there's something out there, we put all of our thoughts into it and really focus on it, and we do have that fear inside of us, we will manifest experiences, good or bad. And so I guess it's a good thing your dad refuses to believe it.
Well, I mean, I can see why, because he worked for this company for 45 years, and in the winter he would have to go out at night and turn on these wind machines when the temperature would drop, and he would be out all night by himself, driving around in the truck, going through these orchards by himself, turning on these wind machines, and I've gone, when I was a kid, I used to go with him, and it's scary going out there, going to these orchards at middle of the night, and there's nobody else around. And I mean, his co-workers are around, but they're at other ranches checking all these other ranches, nobody's with you.
Oh my God. I mean, and with all the pale crawlers and jumping creatures and dogmen and giants.
And I asked him, did you ever encounter anything? And he goes, no, and I don't want to. I didn't want to encounter anything. But he would encounter people stealing propane and gasoline from these wind machines. Now that's scary.
Yeah. Well, that's people. That's a whole other ball game right there. And crazy people are why I always have something to protect myself with when I'm out in the woods and stuff. People will come at you before a cryptid will.
Yep.
A lot of times. So.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then he would sometimes come across stolen vehicles that burned up in the middle of the orchards. So it's like, not good.
Uh-oh. Well, I don't know. It sounds like the orchards attract some kind of energy, or maybe there's some kind of energy radiating from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That attracts, I don't know, where people think they can go dump cars and stuff. It must be an isolated place. Oh, sorry.
Well, yeah.
It must be like an isolated by like there's nothing out there where people can get away with crimes out there, right?
Yeah, these orchards are huge. I mean, the acreage on these things are big. So yeah, you can drive into the middle of this orchard and nobody's gonna hear or see you, because they're just so big.
Yeah, how big? When I think of an orchard tree, I'm thinking like smaller size trees. Are these huge trees?
These are 6 foot. Mature citrus are about 6 to 7 foot tall, and then you got your mandarins, which are about smaller trees. They're about 4 or 5 feet tall. And you got your lemon trees that are about 5 to 6 feet, 7 feet tall at times. And there's a bunch of them. Yeah. And then you got all these you got vines and you got other nectarines. I mean, you just got different size of trees out here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's acreage of them. So yeah, you can just drive on one of these dirt avenues into these orange groves and go into the middle of it. Nobody's going to see or hear you.
Mm-hmm. What are the odds of like dogmen and stuff hiding up or chilling out inside the trees up high?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, you can actually.
Okay. Come here, come sit down.
You can
I'm sorry.
actually. I've been in. We used to live out in the country in a house, and the house was in the middle of the orchard. Okay, so we had orange trees all around this house, and we grew up out there. And me and my brother at time would play hide and seek, and I would hide inside the orange trees. I would actually go inside and climb inside the orange tree, and he wouldn't see me, and I'd be right there looking at him, and he wouldn't see me.
Oh, wow. That's a good hiding spot. Hey,
Yeah.
trees are portals too. Okay, so here's another thing. We're talking about trees so much. I'm hearing Barry's voice in my head right now. Barry Littleton and I are always talking about the trees being portals. I brought that up in one of my presentations today. One of the 10,000 presentations I've given in the past 24 hours. But I brought that up because we were talking about like when I got hit with infrasound one night, when on the last trip that I went on out in Alabama, I got really sick. And right before that happened, we saw there were two trees that we're looking at through the thermal. They were red hot, super hot. And down at the base of both of the trees, like something had either been leaning against them or something. It was just really odd. None of the other trees had heat at all on them. And then we found out that Harley had just been hit with infrasound. Then I got hit with infrasound. And there was something out there, obviously. We were having some activity out there with like probably Bigfoot or Dogman. And we started thinking, I was talking to Barry when I got back on that Monday, and he was like, well, you're talking about trees and they were hot. And right before you got hit with infrasound, what if those trees had been used as portals? And that's why they were so hot. Now, it's just a theory. Okay.
Right.
So
Right.
we don't know for sure, but I mean, it would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe those trees were being used as portals, but I don't know. And maybe they're using those in the citrus grove. Maybe that's why there's so much activity there.
That sounds like the Stranger Things, right? Coming out of the
it's
trees.
strange.
like the show Stranger Things. Don't they come out of the trees?
Oh, I only watched the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, they go into a tree, I think.
Yeah.
The portal. Yeah. They go into
dang,
a tree, they go into the walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I better go back and watch all of those. My son kept telling me, he's like, Mom, they're all great. I love these. But
yeah, they're pretty good.
First season was my favorite. So
yeah.
Oh wow. So they actually put that in Stranger Things?
Yeah, there's a part where they go, I believe it's through a tree. Or they come out of a tree or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And it goes
I was going to say they stole my idea, and I'm just kidding. No, it's not my idea, y'all. Not by any means. Okay, I'm just kidding with that. But they do soft disclosure in these shows, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm telling you about. And then they also show a underground military facility under a mall, a shopping mall.
We've been talking about that for a while, man. All these abandoned malls and stuff too.
Yeah, they show that.
Being used.
Yeah, they show that in the Stranger Things. There's a secret military base under a shopping mall.
Man, well, we've been talking about how they use those shopping malls. Like I did that show with Jane and Gerald are in the chat tonight with Midwest Night Watchers. We did a show on Mall World, the Mall World dreams that everybody's having right now. That's weird. That's a weird rabbit hole right there. People are. Have you heard about that? Where people are having it's like a collective subconsciousness, collective subconscious of people having this similar dreams of being in malls, like empty malls, and sometimes there's people in them.
Not the one from Florida, right? Not the alien.
No, that's different. That's the Miami Mall aliens. I mean, it could be connected. I don't know, but it's called Mall World. And look, Hillbilly Herb's been in Mall World recently. Okay. Hillbilly Herb says, I was in Mall World a few nights back and encountered vampires in a food court.
Where's this Mall World? Where's this at?
It's in your dreams.
It's
a dream.
Okay.
It's a literal dream. And it's like the same people are having these dreams of like the same mall. They've even mapped them out. It's like the back rooms kind of.
Okay.
Kind of like thank you, Moondog. Yeah, it's kind of like back rooms a little bit. But they say that like in the mall world, there's escalators that go around in circles and they never stop and they don't end. And it's just weird stuff, like never ending hallways and shops that have like weird items in them. And I don't know. It's a dream. So
well, I had a dream. This been a couple of years ago. There was an alien on top of my house, and I was in the backyard, and it jumped off, and it was running after me. And then I woke up.
I hate to tell you, but that was probably not a dream. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, well, there's actually even whistleblowers from the secret space programs that claim that they have memories of being in these abandoned malls and
Oh wow.
underneath the malls, uh, in school with like ETs and stuff. I mean,
Mm.
like it's such an interesting topic. It's kind of a weird rabbit hole, but so they showed that in Stranger Things too.
Yeah, they show a
That means
mall.
it's
They show a mall, and then there's a
real. Yeah.
battle at the mall, and then under that mall is a military base.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch all of those.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're gonna um, what do you call it? You're gonna see a lot of stuff that to make you think like, hey,
Yeah.
they're showing us stuff that we talk about here.
Yeah, you're gonna start rethinking all the dreams you've had too. Like, oh, was
Yeah.
that for
Oh.
real? Have you ever thought that? Like, you ever woken
Yeah.
up and been like,
Of
wow, I
course.
think I got abducted last night.
Well, one night, um, I usually have a necklace and it has the Saint Michael on it. And one night, I remember I was fighting something, and I went like this, and I remember going like this, and something yanked my Saint Michael off my neck, and I can't find it. I can't find it.
You
I
still can't
look,
find.
I still can't find it. It's been over a year. I can't find it. I found the chain. I just can't find the medallion.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
So
Oh, okay. Well, have you heard that top Pentagon officials, at least one of them, is claiming that aliens are demons?
yeah, I heard
Yeah,
about that. Yeah, and they're afraid of the word Jesus Christ.
yeah,
So if you're having encounters, I would say that. I mean, but you got to believe in it. You got to believe in your
yeah,
God.
yeah,
Or else it's not going to work, in my opinion.
yeah. That's interesting that it was you said St. Michael is what you
Yeah,
had on your
yeah,
pendant.
yeah,
It's interesting that that's what got taken off your neck right there.
yeah.
You
I was going like this with my arms because I was fighting something, and I don't know if I got. I think maybe my hand hooked it or something, or I don't know. But I remember I got pulled and it hit the wall. I heard it hit the wall, but I can't find it. I can't find it nowhere. I already cleaned under the bed. I cleaned everywhere, and it's not
oh
the room
no.
and nothing.
Oh my
And
gosh.
in the Mexican, belief system, that's why we always wear these protection, these bracelets, and
Hmm.
Saint Christopher, Saint Michael, or all these different saints. We wear them for protection. Yeah,
Oh wow.
and it's happened to my wife. She had these bracelets. Saint Benedict, she wears Saint Benedict,
Hmm.
and all the medallions. We say that if somebody is trying to do bad to you, the the medallions start falling off your bracelet. And sure enough, all of them, and within a week with her, they fell off. And she had to keep ordering like maybe twice in
Oh
a month.
no.
Yeah, so she was feeling somebody or something was trying to attack her. So that's why she ordered these bracelets with Saint Benedict on them.
Hmm.
And yeah, that month, I mean, she went through two of them. Like the medallion just kept falling off,
Oh
and
my
she didn't know
god.
where. Yeah,
I'd get
yeah.
the value pack with 25 in there. And just
There you go.
keep them on. Okay.
Right?
I'd get my own beads. I'd just be making them,
Yeah,
putting the little things on them. And yeah,
yeah,
that's wild. Yeah. I mean, right now, it's really wild. Like I've been having a lot of people letting me know that like they feel like they've been under like a lot of like spiritual attack lately and stuff. And that's something that a lot of people are experiencing right now. I don't know what the deal is
yeah.
with that,
Yeah.
but it's ramped up lately
Oh
for a lot
yeah.
of people.
I mean, I feel it, and I see it. A lot of bad going on right now. A lot of bad.
Hmm. It is. Well, which I try to keep a light heart. You and I both do. We try to, keep a little humor in the stuff that we do. And this can get dark.
Yeah,
Okay. And when we get to the topic of like our aliens, demons, and that kind of stuff too, and you and I are out there dealing with probably an ET presence a lot of times out there,
yeah,
out in the woods, and sometimes they follow us home, and sometimes we have missing time. I just saw it. we have someone in the chat named Missing Time 420. That just
There you go.
reminded me of Missing Time. So thank you for being here.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of stuff that may not be so great, that we're out there dealing with, and it can affect us on a spiritual and energetic level, and so we have to always stay protected. And you and I both know what we're getting into for the most part, and we put up our protection and we prepare for it. Okay.
Yeah.
But some people may not, or they may not know.
Yeah, some people want to. I've heard people. I want to encounter. I want to have an encounter. I want to go this. I want to. They've asked me they've emailed me. Where do you go? Because I want to have my encounter. I go, hey, don't. and I respond. This is a place, but I suggest you do not go alone. And it's not something to take lighthearted. You never go alone. This is not. You don't know what you're going to get into, or what you're going to encounter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your cousin came home to Missing Time and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, it's just that Missing Time. You didn't know what happened. I mean, it's we've experienced this stuff, but some stuff's not. How can I say? It's not good sometimes.
Yeah, it's not, and and maybe we should. I just saw a comment from Sparky. They're like, yeah, people are yelling out, talking about demons, things like that. And the more we talk about it, the more it kind of does. Like, it's not good to talk about these things too much, I guess. It's just like talking about the S walkers, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like, don't talk about it too much because it's just negative. Do you know what I mean? And like, there are things that are quite negative. And I know the power of suggestion and the power of manifestation as well. And it's very powerful, y'all. Okay. Yeah. And it's best if maybe we're trying to get into the darker stuff too much.
Right.
Okay? Don't harp on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see what Colleen's saying here. Thank you, Colleen. November 3rd, we started the year of the rabbit on Aztec year count. Montezuma changed codex time to try new change, but for over 200 years, it's one rabbit had been a year hardship, kicking off 13 years of hardship. Ooh, had been a year of hardship. Okay. Well, are we all having hardship? Is that what you're saying? I don't want that. I rebuke the hardship. Okay. I don't need any more of that.
Yeah.
I've had enough. I do not consent to hardship anymore. Oh my gosh.
I just remembered.
Yeah.
So I was telling you on the last interview, my cousin was, his mom passed away recently, and he's been visiting the cemetery, and he goes usually in the evening. But recently he told me there was an orb because the cemetery is right next to the Kings River here. And he saw an orb coming out of the river, and it went up into the sky. And like, dude, he goes, yeah, I just saw that was last week, I believe he said. It
It came up out of the water?
Yeah, it came from the river. You didn't see it coming out of the water, but it came from the river and it went up into the sky. But he said it was a white orb.
Whoa. Okay. Well, that's interesting. We were getting into the conversations of orbs today, and my friend Tony Green, who's been on the show, y'all, Tony was talking about orbs. People all have very interesting ideas of what orbs are too, and I did not realize. Like, I've got my ideas of what they are. I think they're everything. I don't know. I think that it depends on the situation. I think they could be ghosts. I think they could be, maybe a non-corporeal form of like a Bigfoot or something. I don't know. Some kind of container, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it is a container, some kind of energetic container. They could be swamp gas or something. I don't know. They could be, humidity. They could be all sorts of different things. But yeah, Tony had some interesting ideas on what orbs are too. And like, he does not believe that orbs are Bigfoots, or like they don't shapeshift into that and stuff. And I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
The more I think I know, the less I actually do know. Okay. And the more I learn, the less I know. So, but that's why it's so good to go to these events, like even in person. It's so wonderful to be there and to meet people and to get everyone's ideas and like to hear other people's views on the things that we talk about all the time on my show and stuff and the conversations we have. People have a lot to add to the conversation, to what we're talking about. And so I don't know, I have not still finished all the downloads that I got today from all the people that I met today and last night. And I've got a lot to ponder on, I think, as far as the things we're experiencing out there, I guess. But I don't know. What do you guys have planned in your future out there, Javier?
We're just trying to grow the channel right now, trying to get back into it, and we want to try to do we've been talking about the podcast, trying to have people on also, like yourself,
Oh yeah,
come on our show and talk. Yeah, so we're trying to do that too, and just trying to get back in it and grow the channel.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, and I also want to do like a little thing here in town where we can talk about this sort of stuff here in town, like maybe at a pizza place or a restaurant here in town, and whoever's interested can come. That's local. They can come here and in person, talk about it in person, like you say. But there's nothing like you guys have out there where you guys are. I was telling you, and there's no cryptid expos. There's no UFO expos here in the valley. They're always usually at the coast or LA, which is like 4 hours away from us, and all these bigger towns. Nothing in the valley.
Man, we do have a lot of events over here. We do. I don't know. Y'all see me doing a lot of events, I think.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you guys have a lot.
Yeah.
And
we have a great community.
I wish I can go to some of those. I mean, they sound pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, like I told you before the show started, I was like, why don't you just do your own?
Yeah.
And that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I love that. Yeah. I was seeing some questions that I've kind of missed in the chat tonight too. So let's maybe cover some of these. Okay.
Sure.
Fire Horse is wondering, this is a good question, actually. Do you guys think, because I listen to a lot of Dogman stories, am I attracting them? What do you think?
When I had my encounter, no, actually, we weren't even. I had heard about Dogman, but I thought they were in the Midwest, your area, East Coast, but mostly in the Midwest. I didn't ever thought they were in California, but I knew about them. I was out there to look for Bigfoot or UFOs, and I ended up having my Dogman encounter. So I say, in my experience, no.
Yeah. I mean, here's my idea on like manifesting things. If you think about something enough, it can manifest for sure. I always use that example of me watching the First 48, that homicide show.
Oh, okay.
And it's horrible. I quit watching it because I was watching it so much. I mean, I love that show. And then I started kind of worrying about it because I was like, what if I actually started thinking, like, what if I manifest this to my doorstep or something? Like, I probably need to quit watching this because I'm watching it so much. And sure enough, they started filming on my street one day.
No way.
I swear. Right in front of my house. Right in front of my house. And that was the last time I ever watched it. I never watched it again. Not one time after that. Because I felt like I had manifested that. I felt like I had manifested that into my reality somehow. Thank God it was outside, not inside. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, it was crazy, but it was almost like a warning. It was like kind of like, well, now I see how powerful it is when we focus on something too much. That's why it's important. Like we don't watch stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's some true crime fans in here. I know y'all. I know. But just be careful what we're watching there. I saw they were showing, like, I don't have Netflix anymore or anything, but I think it was on Netflix. They were doing a lot of like Jeffrey Dahmer shows for a while.
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of them.
I'm like, why? That's not healthy, y'all.
Hey, I don't watch them. I can't watch them.
No, me neither. I don't like the gory stuff.
There's just something.
I mean,
just something about them I can't watch. I just can't.
I say that, and then I'm like, but I go out and I go look for Dogman where a man's arm got ripped off.
But I can't watch these shows. I can't.
No, I can't watch the shows.
I used to be a big fan of scary movies, and now I can't even watch those. I just can't. Like, no. It's like, but I do this. I go out and look for monsters, and cryptids, but I can't watch these horror movies or anything like that. I used
I'm the
to,
same
but I'm
way.
no more. Like something changed, Some I don't know.
I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way. But I will go run in the woods where there are real life monsters that will eat me any day, any night. I'll do
Hmm.
that. So I don't know. It's something weird, man. It's almost like I'm scared of heights, but I love roller coasters. Okay. Go figure, right? So
Yeah,
I don't know. Oh, and somebody else was in the chat. I forgot who it was. It might have been Rose Thistle, but I'm not sure. I was asking about the walking tree phenomenon. Are you familiar with that?
I heard about that, but I'm not very
Yeah.
familiar. I heard about it.
Oh, yeah. There's videos of trees. It looks like they're walking. I mean, they're
Okay,
literally
yeah.
moving
Uh-huh.
across the land. I don't know. It's I did a show on them a long time ago, but it's worth looking into again. I think.
Is that a
I think
European thing? Like a
it's
European
all. I
in
think it's
folklore?
in here too. It's all over the place. Yeah, it's
But
not like fairies or anything. I don't think. I don't know what. I really don't know what it is.
because it seems like in some of the movies, what was it called? The Ring. They have the trees that walk. They show
Yeah,
them in that, but it's always like in the medieval times. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Where they
Kind of
depict
like an.
them.
Well, even in Alice in Wonderland, she's got like in the garden. She goes and like all the plants are alive
Oh,
and
that's,
singing
yeah,
and all that kind of
uh,
stuff too. So
yeah.
I don't know. Talking about trees being portals and stuff. I mean, they're alive. Somebody in the chat was saying earlier, like trees are alive. They've got a consciousness.
Mhm.
I find that interesting. We were talking about fog earlier, and I had that one incident in North Georgia where the fog had a consciousness to it. I'm
Hmm.
convinced it did. And that was one of the scariest nights I've ever been in the woods, was when that fog was moving. And it was moving with us and stopping with us, speeding up with us, slowing down with us.
It's crazy.
It was bad. Yeah. And then it was like, oh, it's catching up to us. Let's go. Run.
Well,
Um,
well, near Snake Road, my grandma and my mom had an encounter back in the 70s where they passed near Snake Road and they went into this fog and they both felt like the whole car shut off and they felt like sadness and they just both turned to each other once they like drove out of this fog, she said, my mom said, and they both turned to each other and told each other, "Did you feel that? Yes. Did you feel it? Yes." They
oh,
went in it and they came out of it, but it was like a blanket. But they said it was a fog. They came into this fog cloud, and when they went in, it was just like sadness, depression, bad, dark. And then they drove out of the fog, and then they both looked at each other and they both asked each other, "Did you feel that?" And yep, they both did.
whoa. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's really wild. And it changed it's almost like where we were talking about the infrasound and like it changed our emotions. It made me sad. I was crying.
Mm-hmm.
I was literally bawling my eyes out in silence, by the way. It was so pathetic, y'all. It was so weird. And Harley got angry. Like he got angry. Like I didn't see him when he was angry, but he was not in a good mood when I saw him. He was not feeling good. But they said that it was just like super emotional when we got hit. And I mean, I'm wondering if maybe there was like fog out there too. It wasn't a thick fog. If there was fog, I don't remember there being fog out there. But man, that's weird.
Yeah.
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 Makes you wonder. By the way, we have Shane with West Coast. I think it's Shane with West Coast Dogman Project in here tonight. I
Is he
don't
in
know
there?
where. Here it is. Yeah, here we go. I think that's Shane. Um, Javi is such an awesome investigator
Hey,
in person. I've
Shane.
done a Dogman investigation with him, and Javi knows his stuff. Yeah, he does. What's up, Shane? It's good to see
How you
you,
doing,
bud.
Shane? Been a while,
Yeah,
buddy. Hope you're doing well.
I know. It's good to have you here, Shane. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Yeah, we have a wonderful crowd in the chat. We always have the best chat on
Good.
the internet. We really do.
Good.
And lots of great people in here tonight. We even had Alan in here from Squatch Zone.
Oh, he
Alan
was in
Thomas
here?
stopped by.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. Nice.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Alan. He had to leave. Okay,
Oh, okay.
but Alan has been on the show a couple
Mm-hmm.
times, and it was fantastic, dude. He has
Yeah.
a wealth of knowledge. He's got a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of experience with Bigfoot
Yep. Yep.
and other stuff. It's not just
And other
Bigfoot.
stuff. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
They sure did.
Golly. Oh, wait, here
Good
he
video.
is. He's still in here. Here he is. What's up, Alan? Says
Hey,
Native Americans won't say the names because they believe it calls to them. Oh, are you talking about the S walkers and stuff? I'm talking about S walkers. I bet. But anyways, he's in here. I'm behind on the comments, y'all. If y'all haven't noticed, I stay way behind in the comments. Sometimes I just have to skip to the front because I'm so far behind. Okay, Michelle has a question for you, Javier. Which AI program did you use to clean up the picture that you took?
we've used Gemini and we've used ChatGPT, and I think this one was with ChatGPT, I believe.
And that's from this picture.
Yes, that's from
That
that
is really
picture.
wild.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that, and thank you for the question. Okay, and I'm trying to see if we have any more questions before we go tonight. This has been a fantastic discussion tonight, Javier. It's always fun when you come on, and I appreciate it. Alan says, I'm usually listening. Hey, I'm cutting some leather lace tonight. I'm listening. Oh, thank you. By the way, y'all, Alan Thomas makes really cool tooled leather goods. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know if he sells them, but it is about Christmas time, y'all. Okay, just saying. Shout out to Squat Zone Leather Goods over there.
There you
I don't know
go.
if that's the name, but okay. Just look at Squat Zone, y'all. Okay. Over on YouTube. And yeah. Oh man. Well, do you have any final thoughts tonight, Javier? I mean,
Well,
we've
I
talked
think we
about some
covered,
weird stuff, right?
we covered a lot of stuff, and it's been fun. And I thank you again for having me on. We
Of
appreciate it.
course. Of course. Well, you got to come and give us an update every now and then. Okay. And
Of course. Yeah.
whatever kind of portal y'all got going on over there, I don't know. Is it in the water, in the fog?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't
it's
know either,
everywhere.
man.
It's there. It's the orange trees. It's all the citrus out there.
It's that citrus.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And Alan makes swords too. What?
See?
Bigfoot Dwarf is getting a sword. A sword.
Come on, Alan. What about me?
Yeah, Alan. We want swords too, Alan. Oh man, I could use a katana. Okay. Go cryptid hunting with a katana. Tell me, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Let's see. Somebody was just saying, was it Northwest Native Tracker said, ran into a nice size Dogman track today, a good 10 inches across. Whoa.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. I need to talk to you sometime. Yeah.
What area is that? Where's
I don't know.
What area?
Somewhere in the Northwest.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Well, NW. I'm assuming that's Northwest. Okay, because I don't really know. But yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here, Javier. So much. Could you want to tell the audience where they can find you and in your team online?
Yeah, we're on YouTube. We're Cryptid559, and then on Facebook, it's Cryptid Roman numerals 559. Send me a friend request, and then I'll let you in. It might not be that same day, but I'll eventually get to you guys on Facebook. But that's the only social media we have is Facebook, and then we're on YouTube, Cryptid559. And if you want to get a hold of us, email us at cryptid559@gmail.com. And then I'll get back to you eventually.
I'm always searching for you on Instagram, and I can never find you. And I'm like,
I had one, but I don't want to do too much social platforms. I don't got time for it. Honestly.
You're like, I got my limits.
Yeah,
I got my limits. I feel you.
Yeah. So I just keep it down, keep it at YouTube and Facebook. Yeah. So Cryptid like that with the Roman numerals, that's what you want to look for, and our logo. That's what you look for, and then send me a friend request, and we'll go. And I'll let you in.
Yes. Okay. We got a lot of people saying they've subscribed.
Okay. And, good. Thank you.
Let's see. Northwest Native Tractor, just above the Landon Trackway area. That's kind of cool. Okay. Very cool. Thank you. Cryptid VVIX, y'all, for people who are listening in on podcast platforms. Cryptid VVIX on Facebook.
And if you're from our area and you're watching the show, if you've ever had an encounter, please reach out to us. And I'd love to talk to you. If you had a cryptid encounter, a UFO encounter, strange encounter that you had. We'd love to talk to you, and we would like to go to these locations we actually had the encounter and look, and maybe we can, connect the dots, like Jessica says, with these other reports, and maybe we can find where this cryptid is hanging out.
Oh man, they're probably in the orchard. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah.
Those orchards, man.
Or they're coming down from the hills. You never
Yeah.
know.
Or coming up from the ground.
Yeah, the river.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, but
Wow.
yeah, if you're in our area, please reach out to us. Cryptid559@gmail.com.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Javier. Please tell your cousin Jesus that I said hello. Okay.
I will. Yeah.
And yes. Okay. You guys, thank y'all so much for being here tonight, everybody. This has been awesome. I am getting so tired. I'm getting so tired. I have been going nonstop for 2 whole days now. And y'all heard my dog whining. It's because I haven't been able to pay attention to my dog for like 2 days, y'all. Okay. So I apologize. Apologize for Freya. She needs her mama, y'all. Okay. My son does not care, but my dog needs me for some, you'd think it'd be the opposite. Like my son, I don't know. But, all right. But anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. I want to thank everyone who gave super stickers tonight. Kent, thank you for the super sticker. And Larry Sharp, thank you for being a member of the Hunt Club for 19 months. And man, I am seeing we got even more. We got so many people in here. What's up, Drewski? Thank you for being here. C Duke always reminds us that this is for entertainment purposes only. Thank you, C Duke, for that reminder. I do appreciate that. And yeah, we got a great group of people here. I see all y'all in here. Thank you so much for all the love and all the support, y'all. I want to thank all the moderators for being here tonight, and everybody that I got to meet today at the Molina Bigfoot Festival. Man, that was a great event, and it was shocking. Actually, y'all, okay, Main House was in here earlier tonight. I don't know if she's still in here, but I always thought Main House was a guy. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, it is so funny. Y'all know how like we know everybody by our names, like in the chat and stuff, and we don't see faces with the names. And it's so funny when we go and we actually meet in person at some of these events, and the people don't look what you expect. You know what I mean? Like I thought Main House was a guy. It's a beautiful woman. Okay, y'all. And it was not what I was expecting. I was like, "You're Main House?" It is so funny, y'all. It's just the power of the internet, y'all. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. So, but anyways, thank you, Iron Dogger. That was very sweet of you. And yeah, I love all you guys. And please stay safe out there, y'all. I do have, by the way, before we go tonight, we have a famous musician coming on the show Monday. Okay. And Dell Boswell is going to be our guest on Monday. Look what he made us, y'all. He made this for me because I've been so busy. He made that for me to advertise for the show on Monday. So that was so nice of him. And Javier, you know how it is. Like I was so busy. I was like, I'll get the show up before it was so bad. So I'm sorry I didn't get to advertise the show as much as I would have liked, but we had a wonderful big crowd here tonight. And so shout out to everybody who showed up, and shout out to Dell Boswell, y'all. We're going to talk to him about his Bigfoot encounters on Monday. He is a country music singer, and he is a joy and just a hoot to hang out with. And he was at the Molina Bigfoot Festival today. This was us at the Alabama Bigfoot Town Hall last year. We both were speaking there at that event. And I love Dell and his wife and his sister as well. Shout out to his sisters I got to meet today as well. They're amazing, man. I love it. Bigfoot folks are like the best people in the world, Javier. I'm just saying. Yep. They really are. Yep. Okay. Yep. Well, all right, everybody. Y'all have a great night. Please go and subscribe to Cryptid559 on YouTube. Okay. And I will see you guys back here on Monday. I'm going to go turn my ringer off. I'm going to sleep, and I am not going to wake up till Monday. I'm just kidding. All right, Javier. Have a great night. Bye, y'all. See ya.
Bye.